there is a fundamental truth about the human condition that we in the modern West have become far too comfortable ignoring. It's the truth of suffering, the truth of uncertainty. It's the palpable reality of chaos that forever lurks at the edges of our well-structured lives. You wake up in the middle of the night, and the dread is a physical weight on your chest. The mortgage, the stability of your job, the future of your children, the meaning of your own past. It all presses in. This isn't a malfunction. This is the baseline reality of being. You are a fragile, finite creature in an overwhelmingly complex world. So, the question is not if the darkness will come. The question is, what do you do when it arrives? When the walls of your reality begin to shake, what is your anchor? For thousands of years, our ancestors grappled with this exact problem. They didn't have the distractions we do. They faced the stark realities of existence head-on. And in their struggle, they formulated strategies for survival, for meaning, for victory. These strategies are encoded in our great myths, our philosophies, and most profoundly, in texts like the one we will dissect today. Psalm 27. This is not a simple prayer for the faint of heart. This is a psychological masterclass. It's a warrior's declaration. It's a roadmap for how to construct a psyche so robust, so well-oriented, that it can face down armies, chaos, and even the malevolence within your own heart. It presents a proposition that faith, properly understood, is not a crutch. It is the ultimate weapon. So, if you are ready to move beyond simplistic answers and engage with a text that has fortified souls for millennia, then let us begin. The psalm opens with one of the most powerful assertions in all of literature. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Let's break that down. What is light? In a psychological sense, light is consciousness. It's your attention. The logos. It is that which illuminates the darkness of the unknown. Where you direct your attention is what you bring into being in your experiential world. When you are lost in a dark forest, a single point of light doesn't eliminate the forest, but it gives you a direction. It gives you a place to aim. The psalmist, David, is not claiming that the world around him is no longer dangerous. He is surrounded by enemies, by real and present threats. He's not naive. He is making a much more profound claim. He is stating that he has oriented himself towards a transcendent principle, the Lord, and that this orientation is his light. It's the highest good he can conceive of. By aiming at that, he finds his salvation. Salvation from what? From the chaos of meaninglessness, from the paralysis of fear. Napoleon Hill, in his more secular domain, touched upon a similar idea. He called it a definiteness of purpose. He understood that a mind without a clear aim is subject to every whim, every fear, every external pressure. It fragments. A mind with a definite high purpose becomes integrated. It has a central organizing principle. So, how does this apply to you, right now, in your life? You're facing a problem that seems insurmountable, a financial crisis, a betrayal, an abyss of uncertainty. The temptation is to focus on the abyss, but the psalm says, no. You must refuse to stare into the abyss without a light. You must articulate your highest value. What is the good you could bring into being in this situation? Is it courage? Is it honesty? Is it responsibility for your family? You must decide. Articulate it. Write it down. My aim is to act with integrity, regardless of the outcome. My aim is to speak the truth, even if my voice shakes. That articulation, that is you switching on the light. The darkness doesn't vanish, but now you have a path, you have a direction. And the very act of taking one step in that direction diminishes the terror of the unknown. The fear doesn't disappear, but its dominion over you is broken. Because now you serve a higher master than fear. You serve the light you have chosen. The verse continues, "The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?" The metaphor shifts from light to stronghold, or fortress. This is crucial. A light guides you through the darkness, but a fortress protects you amidst the battle. What is this fortress? It is not your bank account. It is not your social status. It is not the approval of your peers. All of those things are external. They can be swept away in an instant. The true fortress, the only one that can withstand the siege of tragedy, is your character. Character is the integrated sum of your virtues, cultivated through voluntary confrontation with what is difficult. It is the promises you keep to yourself. It is the truths you refuse to betray. It is the responsibility you shoulder when you would rather run away. Every time you choose the difficult but noble path, you are laying another stone in the wall of your inner fortress. Many people today try to build their security externally. They think if they just get enough money, or the right partner, or the perfect job, then they will be safe. But this is a catastrophic error. It is outsourcing your stability. David was a king, a warrior. He had armies and stone fortresses. But he knew that his ultimate stronghold was not of this world. It was the quality of his connection to the ultimate good. Adversity, as Hill noted, carries the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. What is that benefit? It is the opportunity to build your fortress. The crisis you are facing right now is a construction site. The pressure, the heat, the difficulty. That is the forge in which character is tempered. Are you going to use it to build something indestructible within you, or are you going to let it crush you? So, how do you build this fortress, practically speaking? Develop a routine of spiritual fortification. This means daily engagement with the great texts and ideas that have stood the test of time. Read this psalm. Meditate on it. Don't just read the words. Let them sink into the marrow of your bones. Practice micro-acts of discipline. The man who can't control what he eats will not be able to control his tongue in a crisis. The woman who cannot get out of bed in the morning will not be able to stand up to a tyrant. Start with small, daily acts of self-mastery. This is you, mixing the mortar for your fortress walls. Act in spite of your weakness. You do not wait to feel strong to act. You act, and the action makes you strong. Every time you face a fear and move forward anyway, you add a tower to your stronghold. The question isn't whether the storm will come. The storm is always coming. The question is, what are you made of? What is your fortress built upon? Because when the floodwaters rise, only a fortress built on the rock of character will stand. The psalm then turns to the nature of the enemy. When the wicked advance against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall. It's easy to read this and think of external foes, a rival at work, a hostile neighbor, and certainly those exist. But the most dangerous enemies are not the ones outside. They are the ones inside. They are the invisible enemies, the serpents that whisper in your own mind. What are they? They are your resentment, your arrogance, your deceit, your procrastination, your self-pity, your inner critic that tells you you're worthless. That is the wicked that advances to devour you. It wants to consume your potential, your hope, your very soul. This is the psychological reality of the dragon of chaos. It lives within you. David's claim here is extraordinarily sophisticated. He doesn't say the enemies won't advance. He says when they do, they are the ones who will stumble and fall. Why? Because a man who has oriented himself to the light, chapter 1, and built a fortress of character, chapter 2, has an immune system against this inner malevolence. How does it work? Truth. When the voice of doubt whispers, "You're going to fail," the man of character replies, "Perhaps, but I will act with courage anyway." When the voice of resentment says, "You are a victim, it's all their fault," the man of integrity replies, "I will take responsibility for my own life and refuse to be bitter." The enemy, the inner lie, stumbles and falls when it is confronted with the truth. Lies cannot survive exposure to the light. The psychological principle here is profound. Your greatest power against your own inner demons is the unwavering commitment to speak and live the truth. So here is your practical exercise. Identify your primary invisible enemy. Is it the fear of failure? Is it the habit of blaming others? Name it. Write it down. Be brutally honest with yourself. Then, for every lie it tells you, formulate a truth to counter it. A truth based on responsibility and courage. Repeat this truth. Act on this truth. Every time you choose truth over deceit, you are the one who stands firm, and it is the shadow within you that stumbles and falls. You must become a warrior in your own mind before you can ever hope to win on the battlefields of life. The psalm concludes with a command that is deeply misunderstood in our culture of instant gratification. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Waiting sounds passive. It sounds like doing nothing. But that is a terrible misreading. This is not the waiting of a man sitting on a park bench for the bus to arrive. This is the waiting of a farmer who has plowed the field, planted the seed, and now tends the crop, trusting the process of growth. It is the waiting of a soldier on watch, vigilant and prepared. It is active, courageous waiting. What does it mean to wait for the Lord? It means you have done the work. You have aimed your light. You have built your fortress. You have confronted your inner demons. And now, you continue to act in accordance with your highest aim, but you relinquish control over the specific outcome. You trust that your disciplined, truthful efforts will, in the fullness of time, bear fruit. Napoleon Hill called it persistence. He said most people fail because they quit one step away from the finish line. Why do they quit? Because they don't see immediate results, and their faith falters. They cannot endure the period of waiting. This is a profound test of character. Can you continue to do the right thing when there is no positive feedback? Can you keep speaking the truth when you are punished for it? Can you maintain your discipline when you see no immediate reward? That is what it means to be strong and take heart. You strengthen your own resolve. You encourage yourself with the truth that you are on the right path, even if the path is long and arduous. David was anointed king as a boy, but spent years running for his life, hiding in caves. He was waiting, but he wasn't passive. He was leading men, fighting battles, writing psalms, becoming the man worthy of the throne. His waiting was a period of intense preparation. Your period of waiting is not a delay. It is your training ground. The universe is testing you. Are you serious about your aim? Are you truly committed to this path? Or will you break at the first sign of difficulty? So, while you wait for your breakthrough, do not be idle. Refine your skills. Strengthen your body. Read the great books. Deepen your relationships. Build your character, so that when the opportunity arrives, you will be ready for it. Success is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. Waiting, done right, is the highest form of preparation. So we return to the beginning. The Lord is my light, my salvation, my stronghold. This isn't a poem. It's a formula for a meaningful life. It's an instruction manual for the soul. It tells you, orient yourself. Aim at the highest good you can conceive. That is your light. Build yourself. Forge a character of truth and discipline. That is your fortress. Confront yourself. Face the darkness within you with unwavering honesty. That is your victory over your enemies. Commit yourself. Persist on this path with courage and patience. That is your noble journey. The chaos of life will not cease. The storms will not stop. But you do not have to be a victim of them. You can become a bulwark against them. You can be a source of light in the darkness for yourself, for your family, and for your community. But it all starts with a decision to stop living by fear and to start living by faith. Not blind faith, but the faith that is enacted through courage, responsibility, and truth. The victory you seek doesn't begin when your circumstances change. It begins when you change. When your mind aligns with a noble purpose, when your soul is fortified by truth, and when you say, as David did, even if an army besieges me, my heart will not fear. Now, I invite you to make a commitment, a real one. In the comments below, write this declaration: I will be a light in the darkness. Don't just type it. Say it. Mean it. Let it be the first step on your path to building an unshakable soul. If this discussion was meaningful to you, share it with someone who is fighting their own battles in silence, and subscribe for more serious conversations about the ideas that matter. Remember, you are more powerful than you think, but you must choose to take up your responsibility. The journey is difficult, but it is the only one that leads to a life worth living. Be strong and take heart.